When I was in my teens, I used to babysit for a little boy. He was a baby when I started watching him. And I remember that I'd been watching him for a while. And he lived in a trailer out in the country. And one night after the parents had left, I had just put him down for bed. He was sleeping. And all of a sudden, I heard somebody putting keys in the door. And I knew that the parents weren't supposed to be home for a while yet. And so they kept trying and trying. And then it sounded like they had a lot of different keys, and they kept trying all the different keys. And I didn't know for sure what to do because there was windows on both sides of the living room all the way down. And so I knew if I stood up, he could see me, or whoever could see me. And I couldn't use the phone because the phone was up on the wall. And I could be seen again. So I crept and went into Marcus's room. That was the baby. And I'm standing in there figuring, okay, now I can make sure he's safe. And then I realized, what am I going to use to protect us? Am I going to throw baby booties at him? So he had started going and trying to get the back door, and he couldn't get in there either. And then he went back to the front door. And in the meantime, I realized that I was going to have to go into the kitchen and get a knife. It was the only weapon that I had to protect us. And in order to do that, I had to go through the living room again and not be seen, which meant that I had to crawl. And I had to go right by the door that he was trying to break in. I managed to get by the door and get into the kitchen, and I opened the knife drawer and got the biggest knife I could find. Then I had to crawl back in front of the door again, holding the knife but not being seen and being quick, because who knows if and when he was going to actually be able to get the door unlocked and get in. And so I got back in the baby's room, and I'm standing there with the knife, and I was really getting nervous because I didn't know what was going to happen. I figured it was going to be a while before the parents would get home. And I couldn't use the phone, didn't have cell phones, and so I prayed. And then finally, it got quiet. And when it did, I waited a little bit, and then I crawled out and hurried up and got the phone and called my mom and had her come and pick us up, because I had no idea who it was doing it. So even if I called the cops, I don't know that they would have come out. If they had, how long it would have been, what would they have done, because I had no idea who it was. So I couldn't prove anything. And so my mom came, and we hurried up and got in the car and had left a note for the parents and went home and waited for them to get home. And they never did find out who did it. But I'll tell you, I was a nervous wreck every time I had to babysit after that. And I've been thinking about Marcus a lot lately. He's no longer with us. We were at my great-grandmother's to celebrate her birthday, and word came in that there had been a fire at their trailer, and they couldn't find him or the dog. They found him later. They had went into the bathroom thinking they'd be safe in there, and so the beautiful little boy died. It's really hurt. I lost track of the parents. I think they just didn't want anything to do with anything from the past because it just brought up memories. And I can understand that. So I'm hoping they're okay. I don't know if they're still together after going through something like that. All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you.